They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone.
Hey there YouTube, this is Cindy for Cindy Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing a film called Tankers. It's a foreign film by the Russians, and obviously it's based on one of their heroes from World War II, and it's about a tank commander who's running Russian KV-1, which is an early heavy tank by the Russians, and it was like super hard to take out of action unless the Germans got into point blank distance. And it's kind of surprising because it wasn't as propagandist as I expected, but it was still had a modicum of propaganda in it. It's kind of interesting that it has a love triangle set in the World War II time frame, which I wasn't expecting, and it's kind of unusual because it turns out it's not so much of a love triangle, but it is, but it isn't. So I don't want to spoil what's going on, the interactions in the film, because it's part of the setup of what happens and how things interact during the film. So it adds a little bit of a dimension. It's your typical Hollywood films. They always have, almost always, I should say, is the love interest of the hero. But this one, he seems to be uninterested, but it's perceived that he is interested. So there's an interesting dynamic there. But one of the interesting things about his character is that he's there to fight a war, and that's all he's there for. And I watched the whole film on subtitles. I'm not sure if there was a dub for it, but it's definitely worth your time to watch. And with the subtitles on, I've had an experience with, I think it was Bleach earlier this year, when the subtitles the dubbing threw me completely off, and I had to switch it to subtitles. So it made more sense, and it was a lot smoother. So overall, you're going through the film, and if you've seen the film Fury, it's kind of like that. It's the camaraderie of a tank crew. You've got your leader guy, and he's a little bit hard on the dudes, but that's to make sure that they're doing their job right, and they're having an issue with we don't have the right parts, and we don't actually have any parts to fix this tank, because we're trying to get it fixed so we can go into battle. And then he gets ordered to go into battle when the tank is not completely fixed, but he's like, that's what I'm here for, that's what I'm gonna do. So they end up encountering the bad guys, the Germans, and fight them off. And then what happens is his tank breaks down, and then he's getting grief from his commander for, why didn't you go into battle if your tank wasn't ready for battle? But his commander obviously knew his tank really wasn't ready for battle, because they're running around trying to scavenge parts wherever they could find them, including on the previous battlefields. So it's definitely an interesting film. I don't know how accurate it is, but I do know that the KV-1 tanks are just this massive piece of machinery. And in the early war, the German tanks were pretty much undergunned to deal with something that was as heavily armored as it was. So my overall score for this film, I would say it's definitely a B. I would say definitely go ahead and watch it and see what you think. I mean, if you like war movies, this isn't like Saving Private Ryan with a lot of jitter cam and uh, a lot of the really heavy gore or anything like that. But it's definitely interesting. So go ahead and let me know what you think if you actually watch the film, or if you're going to watch the film. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to see more reviews, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll try to make things more timely. Real life is taken over, so I wasn't able to post anything recently. I'm also an actor and just finished doing some digital audio recording for a film that's coming out this year. It's called Outrage by my friend Sandeep JL, and look forward to that. I'll post on my YouTube channel once I know when the film is going to premiere and where it's going to premiere. All right, I will see you in the next review